Hey there, it's Lauren Foster with Be Happy First on the first of this week's edition of the How to Choose Happiness show. We are here every. Hi, Tammy. Thank you so much for being with me. I just don't know what I would do without your love and support. So I so appreciate you. So we do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 11:30, and we have decided to use a specific topic for each month. And we are snatching out these videos and putting them in one place so that if you want to be directed to those, you can catch up or um, look at old videos. Please just let us know, and we'll be happy to share that link with you. And we have a free giveaway today that I meant to put already into the text, but we'll go back and do that, and Tammy can put that in the comments. We're going to share the Empowerment Through Journaling tool, which is an awesome and amazing way to use the written word to create your life on purpose, to choose your intention, to choose your perspective, to set out to deliberately create your day based on the words that you choose. The words that you say, the words that you write, the words that you decide that you're going to believe in. So all of this month, this is our topic on the power of words. So last week we touched on the first of the four agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements, which is to be impeccable with your word. And our activity for last week was to just start to raise our awareness of the words that we say and the words that we hear and the effect that they have, to see, how the words that we're hearing make us feel, to see the things that are being created or destroyed by the words that are being chosen by ourselves and by the people around us, and most especially the words that you say to and about yourself. This is a ginormous source of power and creation in the way that you talk to yourself. So we talked about how the power of words to create is a double-edged sword, that we can use words to build up and to inspire and to create, and we can also use words to destroy and to deflate and to damage. And as we go through today's lesson, we're going to refer to some messages from Buddhism and from some ancient poets, but in case you think that there are only a few different religions or schools of thought that believe about this topic, that words have power, I wanted to give you some other examples to show you that this is universal. This is not based on just the people who are studying the law of attraction, or just the people who are Christians, or just the people who are Buddhists, or just the people who are, floating around in between the groups and not, aligning themselves with any specific groups. These principles are universal and they exclude no one and nothing. So I found some verses from the Bible which really highlight the message of the power of words. And Proverbs is full of them. If you wanted to just go and read Proverbs, you're going to see a whole lot about how it is so important what we say. It is so important the way that we serve or destruct the world according to the words that we say. So one example is Proverbs 15:4, which says, "Gentle words bring life and health. A deceitful tongue crushes the spirit." We could stop right there and move forward from this moment on, vowing to only say words that add health and beauty and growth, and to never ever use words that are deceitful, to never crush anyone's spirit, to never do harm with our words. Proverbs 18:4 says, "A person's words can be life-giving water. Words of true wisdom are as refreshing as a bubbling brook." Proverbs 25:18, "Telling lies about others is as harmful as hitting them with an axe, wounding them with a sword, or shooting them with a sharp arrow." I mean, think of that. So, if you're going to say something mean and harmful and destructive to someone, you might as well bonk them in the head. So, in the words of Lauren. So in this week, oh, finally, one more from Ephesians, just to show you that it's not just Proverbs that talks about the power of words. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths. Can we say it any better than that? So, words do have power. Words do have meaning. Words are the first manifestation of our creative process, which is our thoughts and our vibration. So if you can use your words on purpose to create the way you want to, and you can also use your words as a tool, as a brilliant and instantaneous insight into what you're really thinking and feeling. If you're being bitter and hateful and critical and cantankerous with your words, you know that that's what's in your mind. And do not be surprised if those types of things start to show up around you, because that's the way the law works. What you think about, you bring about. So today's lesson show is talking about how we can put our words through a test or a series of tests before we choose to say them. Now, just the very act of going, you know what, I'm gonna put a little more thought into my words before that I say them is giant power. If you take the next step and put them through these 4 steps that we're going to talk about today, then you are guaranteed to only bring joy, to only bring growth and comfort, and to build up with your words. And you're also going to find yourself being quiet a lot more. I am quite guilty of saying words just to fill the silence. And I've caught myself saying things that, I didn't think about, that was just to fill an uncomfortable silence. And I'm like, I don't even know where that came from. I don't know why I said that. I just was uncomfortable with the silence. So getting comfortable with silence is a very empowering thing. So a little bit of the history of what we're going to be talking about today. Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet and scholar, and he wrote a short poem called The Three Gates of Speech. And it said, before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. At the first gate, ask yourself, is it true? At the second gate, ask, is it necessary? And at the third gate, ask, is it kind? The Quakers have been documented as using a similar version of this called the 3 sieves from all the way back in the 1960s, and the rotary 4-way test, which is still used today for every important ceremony, for every important opening and closing of meetings. And this was written by Herbert J. Taylor in the 30s, and I witnessed it still being used today by the Rotaries. And the 4 of those are: first, is it true? Second, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? So this is not only just about words, but about actions and decisions. And when you can put your decisions through these 4 tests, then you are guaranteed to only be using your words and actions to create and to build up, and never ever to destroy. There's some versions from Buddhist literature, such as a statement that's made to instruct monks that says, monks, a statement endowed with 5 factors is well spoken, not ill spoken. It's blameless and unfaulted by knowledgeable people. What are those 5? It's spoken at the right time. It's spoken in truth. It's spoken affectionately. It's spoken beneficially. It is spoken with a mind of goodwill. A statement endowed with these 5 factors is well spoken, not ill spoken. It's blameless and unfaulted by knowledgeable people. So we are creating our own little tweak adaptation for that in the Be Happy First world. And our 4 steps in the 4-step test are: is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? And does it improve upon the silence? And so I want to delve a little bit more into each of those, just to give you more detail and to kind of describe why we made the little tweaks that we did. And the first one, is it true? Now this seems like a very simple question, well, whether it's true or it's not. But we all add our own skew to things. We all are flavored by the things that we witness and then repeat, by our own experience, by our own prejudice. And so if you hear something from someone else, that could very well just be their opinion. So the question of is it true is actually not that simple one. And so it behooves us to stop and go, am I spreading truth here? Or am I spreading rumor? Am I spreading gossip? Am I spreading just some belief that people had? I'm reading a book called Connected, which I talked about a little bit last week, even though I hadn't started it yet. And I said that our connection, our influence reaches 1,000 people without even trying. Well, now that I read the book, that number is actually 8,000. So if you think about this, if you know 20 people well enough that they would invite you to a party, I'm pretty much quoting the book. Let me tell you who the authors are. Nicholas Christakis and James H. Fowler. And again, the name of the book is Connected. But if you know 20 people, then you are connected to them, and you're also connected to the 20 people that they know, and then the 20 people that they know. So that is 8,000 people that's scientifically proven that our sphere of influence extends to. And the other scientific notion from this is that there are only 6 degrees of separation between you and any other person in this world. This is mind-boggling to me. You've all seen the games, the different variations of the games of like 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon, and and there have been all sorts of studies worldwide about how many steps it takes to get from one completely disconnected individual to another in a complete other part of the world, and the average is 6. So think of that everybody in the world is only 6 degrees of separation from you, and 8,000 people at least are within your circle of influence within 3 degrees. So just imagine that the power that your words have if your circle is even this small. Now, most of us know more than 20 people, so our impact is even larger. And those of us who are, taking advantage of social media to try to spread a larger message, it's almost intimidating to me that how important my words can be and how many people they can reach and impact. So the same is true for you. So that was just another interesting side fact that I had read in my study. So it's very, very, very important. So is it true? But what made me think of connected is that there was one study where one person in a school, actually in Tennessee, you can look this up. I was very interested. That was in my old stomping grounds of McMinnville, Tennessee. If you need more information to be able to look up this study, but one teacher smelled gas and got very, very sick, and then everyone in her classroom, and then this just kind of spread, and they never, ever, ever, ever found a source. And they call this a psychogenic effect, in that we mimic the behavior of others. When we think that we might be being exposed to a toxin that will make us sick, we actually can do that. So it's just absolutely giant. Yeah, Tammy's going to look up a link for the book, so that, yay, thank you very much. So making certain that the words you're saying are true is a very big responsibility and not as easy as it sounds. Then the second in the Be Happy First step is it kind? And that's not that easy either, because my teacher, David G., when he was teaching us this concept, was talking about, what if someone has spinach in their teeth? It is kind for you to go and tell them that they have spinach in their teeth before they get their picture taken. So even though it's like, oh, you've got spinach in your teeth, now then we're into another area of how we use our words, and not exactly what words we use, but being certain that the words we say are kind. Stop and say, am I criticizing? Am I being mean? Am I tearing somebody else down in order to make myself feel better? And is that the person that you want to be? Is that how you want to show up? Or do you want to be the person who is sowing seeds of kindness and therefore reaping the rewards of those seeds? So asking yourself the second question, is it kind? And then third, is it useful? So one of the other examples that I gave you said that it was asking if it's necessary. Well, there's a whole lot of times that we share information that it's not necessarily necessary, but just having conversation and sharing information and using words to get to know one another isn't necessary, not necessary, it's not, but it's nice. And it is useful in that we get to know one another better. We strengthen our bonds. We enhance our friendships by sharing our feelings, by sharing, information about our day. So is it useful is a pretty broad question and includes a whole lot of things, and it's not near as restrictive. But we already know it's true. We already know that it's kind. Now we get to figure out if we're actually enhancing whatever situation we're in with the use of our words. And then finally, this one that is unique to the Be Happy First world. My best friend came to stay with me for a little while years ago while she was having her house remodeled. And I remember her saying to me, Lauren, it's never quiet here. You always have something going, and I examined what the reason for that, it was that I wasn't happy with the thoughts in my own head. So I always had something to distract me from what was going on in my crazy monkey brain. Well, I've since learned and grown, evolved, and moved to a place where, it's so quiet, it's so silent. To hear a car, to hear an airplane is very bizarre and will almost always make my dogs bark because we're just in a place where that doesn't happen. And I'm actually jarred by the sound of my coffee grinder in the morning because it's disturbing the silence. So learning to be able to sit alone or with other people just in silence is a very, very powerful and peaceful practice. And to, look and see if you're saying words just to say them, if you're making noise just to make noise, or if what you're actually adding is an improvement upon the beauty and the stillness of true silence. So that's our assignment for this week, to kind of give ourselves a minute to put our words through the four-way test. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? Does it improve upon the silence? And I can tell you right off the bat that gossip is never, ever going to pass this test. So we can eliminate gossip completely and altogether just by using these four practices. All right, well, so that's going to do it for us for today. I'll be back here to talk more on this subject on Thursday at 11:30 Eastern Time, right here in this same place. And we be sure to go and get your free gift. It's a tool for deliberately using words in the morning, I am statements, choosing your magic orchid for the day, which is one central, beautiful, positive thought that always makes you smile that you can use to come back to and build a beautiful day, and several other self-esteem building exercises that give you the opportunity and the training to use your words on purpose in order to create the life and be the person that you truly want to be. So click that link, go and get that free gift, and connect with me and Tammy and let us know how we can best serve. Let us know what's on your heart. Let us know what your questions are, and what kind of information would best serve you, because that's our whole goal here, is to figure out how we can best deliver our message to the most people that it's going to enlighten and empower your life in the best ways and the fastest ways possible. So until Thursday, remember that happiness is a choice and that you can always